Hi Leo, welcome to my channel. My name is Madeleine Parker, and tonight I'm going to do a read for February 2020, and we're going to do it for the sign of Leo. And I like to think that my reads pertain to whatever planets you have in that sign, whatever house that sign covers, your sun, your moon, but most importantly for your ascendant. And we're going to look at the energies of February, or or not the energies, but what's happening astrologically, and then I'm going to do a card read to see how that's going to affect the energies of Leo. So what do we have happening? We have in the first week of February, we have Mercury moving into Pisces for Leo. That is going to be I said Mercury is going to move into Pisces, putting Mercury into your 8th house. And then the beginning, of course, the sun is in Aquarius at the beginning of February, in your 7th house, moving in the middle of February to Pisces, hitting the sun in your 8th house, mid-Feb. And then we have, and Mercury does go retrograde on the 17th, so let's see how that might play out in the card read. We have Venus transiting into Aries, which is going to put Venus into your 12, 11, 10, 9th house. So that'll put Venus into your 9th house. So that might be kind of interesting. Might be travel with relationships or different beliefs around love or spiritual retreat with your mate. I don't know. We'll see how it comes up. Then we've got Mars transiting into Capricorn on the 18th. That's going to be a powerful shift because Mars is in Mars, and that's going to be happening in your Leo. I guess that's going to make Mars going from the 5th house into the 6th for you guys. So Mars in Capricorn in your 6th house, that's the house of health, everyday routine. So hard work, that's like double hard work or hard work period for the higher, for the long term, of course. 6th house every day, sort of. I think guys are going to be working pretty hard with Mars in the 6th house in Capricorn. So health also, maybe perhaps very disciplined. You might be very disciplined around your health. Just in general, that would be a very disciplined time for you. Then we've got Jupiter in your 6th house. That's staying as it is. Again, another 6th house thing, expanding work day to day in more a spiritual sort of process, expanding a more spiritual angle to your day-to-day routine in a work, because it's in Capricorn. Then let's look at Saturn is in your 6th house, Leo, so career, day-to-day, again, 6th house issues. Now, again, all of this can involve health, but expansion of career because it's in Capricorn. Again, a very hard working period, disciplined, routine, day-to-day kind of, perhaps changing for the long haul, but for a more disciplined approach or work, more discipline involved in your work on a day-to-day level maybe. So now we're looking at Uranus is in your 10th house, expanding house of finances in Taurus. Yeah, boy, you guys are really sort of in an earthy energy of long-term structures for finances and career. Everybody kind of is, but this is you guys are hitting the 6th house here with all these Capricorn transits. So that's going to be a shift. That's going to be routine day-to-day shifting or health for the long haul, more disciplined approach. Neptune in your 8th, dreamy time, 8th house, perhaps very psychic period for you guys, very connected, dreamy, high, maybe connected to a higher visions, higher callings. It's in the sign of Pisces, so your soul. You're kind of breaking through fears and connecting with your higher self more and your higher purpose and your higher calling maybe. And then we've got Pluto in your sixth, so fears, clearing fears in Capricorn around day-to-day sense of security perhaps because it's hitting your sixth house. And then North Node in your 12th house, spiritual evolution, North Node, if you're on your spiritual North Node, which it looks like you are, Leo, in this North Node, I would say you're going to expand. You're headed towards, and it's in Cancer, so headed towards a home, career and home alignment. That would be my take on that. So let's have a look and see what your highest guides and angels would like for you to know about the energies of February 2020, and how is that going to play out in the life of the ascendant Leo and of course the other Leos, other planets in Leo. All right. Calling in highest guides and angels to guide Leo to their highest best destiny in love and life, and with me clarity of the message. Thank you, Spirit, for being with us. One more shuffle and we will be ready. That wasn't very flow. I gotta do a flow. One. All right. Okay, Leo. Let's have a look. Well, there you go. New beginnings. What do we got here? All righty. This looks like, wow, contract. Didn't we say there were a bunch of planets in your seventh house right now? You do have Mercury in your seventh house right now. And the Sun. So anyway, house of relationships, because this is kind of looking like a relationship read, but actually kind of it looks to me like it's like a mixture of finances and fate in this dynamic that is trying to come through here. That looks like you maybe perhaps are wanting to quit something, Leo. And I'm thinking of a Leo ascendant I know, or a Leo I know in my life that does really want to quit something. They've turned away from something. They've quit something because the divine has sent them a very, sorry, I get very excited sometimes when I do reads. I have to calm it down because my Jupiter is in Aries, so it races off with me. Now, with the Wheel of Fortune hitting here in this spot, this indicates a financial. Now that makes me think about the 8th house planets here, with Venus in the 8th house going into 9th, though early, or when was that Venus transit? Is in the first week. Or was Uranus is in your 10th house? I'm thinking other people's money, because I'm getting this Wheel of Fortune right here. Quitting something that you've turned away from that makes you a lot of money, and there will be financial assistance or financial from a feminine or from a Queen of Pentacles, somebody empowering you with some money from possibly a contract, or because I get a contract here, a Hierophant. Now, this could also be a relationship read, and you could be coming into union if you're a Leo twin flame and you're not in union. This read indicates union. Boom. If you are a twin flame in union, this read would indicate the mission with union, a fortuitous financial windfall pulls you into union and into a romantic connection or deeper connection in the relationship. We're going from a 10 of Pentacles to a 10 of Cups, and then we get the Hierophant. So good news either way. Now, this is something you thought you had to quit. thought was in alignment, you turned away from, is going to bring you a tremendous amount of money and possibly an outside source of income, because we're looking at eighth house, that because this is hitting in my divine section, representing financial universal support, because it's aligning you with your fate. You turned away from this, but you're getting support. This will turn you into a financially independent person, perhaps involving a contract or becoming contracted, or you will want to get married to your twin in order to progress with this project. You won't have to... Let's look at this a minute. This is a brand new beginning. There is hesitation around this. I would say there's a little bit of a anticipation of to either be disappointed or to disappoint. So what is the opposite of Leo? Aquarius. What am I looking at here? Leo turning away from a disappointing... The hesitation is in the fear of disappointment, and it's throwing you... There's an emotional, shall we say, there's an emotional hesitancy around jumping in because of a sense. I'm wondering if there's Virgo, that sixth house. What are we talking about? We had all those sixth house planets, very Virgo, perfectionistic type thing. Now, didn't we say you had Pluto in the sixth house? This is fear of perfectionism. Hello. So that you turned away, you didn't do something because you felt not perfect enough, or it wasn't perfect enough. Turning away from it has left you feeling empty and sort of lost and out of sorts. This is an abundant, financially abundant opportunity. You thought you needed to quit. Now this is an alignment, but I'm trying to work out if you thought it was the right thing to do, but in your heart of hearts, you turned away from something that potentially was very, very, very financially fortuitous. And I do see other people's money coming in to support you. And again, it came from a sense of not being perfect enough, but it was something in your heart to do. And the universe is supporting this. Look at that. It's going to put you in union with your twin, in co-mission, possibly involve travel, but also a rapid expansion to a cooperative living existence, which puts, because it's going to be so much more, your cohabitation with twin is so much more meaningful when you're on a journey together, when you're on an adventure together, and when you're doing a project together that has meaning, because this is hitting into the divine section of my read, which represents this is universally supported because it's going to benefit the greater whole, and it's going to be financially very supported. We get very strong finances around this. The divine says work at this, pick this project back up, work on it, perhaps do save your money, but in the meantime, now we're gonna have some kind of a financial support coming in that brings you financial independence, but liberation, but the divine does want you to create the mind of, actually, I think it's saying the opposite. I think it's saying, because this is what you think you should feel, but the divine wants you to feel or to know that this can really take off or take you somewhere. It involves communication, and turning away from this project. Something about turning away from this has brought you, again, I get these cards turned away and this turned away. It's a part of the picture is I want to say a financial reason that you turned away from it, but upon turning away from it, there's some kind of an emotional, home fulfilling element about this. Puts you in a family experience. So you turning away from this makes you feel somewhat isolated, or turning away from this, I hope this is high enough, or turning away, somehow you thought because again, I get the Fool turned away from this option, not wanting to take this risk or leap or something, and thinking you want to do it by yourself. But I get two Mercury, I get two pages here. In case that's not showing up, I'm going to pull these up. We get two pages flanking the the Hermit. So your thoughts are out of alignment as far as quitting something or taking or hesitating around this, holding back, being sure, possibly gaining higher wisdom on it. But then we get these two pages indicating communication and expressions of, well, let's say that involves situations where everybody has feelings, conjoined feelings around, true feelings around, there's a truth around this, the motive around it is emotional. It's bringing people together as opposed to being alone. It's creating family, and it's going to, so I guess this card indicates the divine wants you to go, because I'm flanking the Three of Swords here. What the divine wants you to know, what the divine wants you to feel is that this can work. If you need to save your money, that's fine. But then I get quit saving, quit holding back from this. So you interpret that for your own self. This is what you think. This is what divine wants you to think, that there's a fortune money here. So if you're holding back on your finances, I would say you're holding back from this, and it's going to create an isolation. So communicate, express your feelings around this. Divine supports this. It can turn to marriage and contract and financial independence. And then I get these two cards kind of throwing out, indicating involving travel, but to not turn away. And I don't know why those cards are turned that way. I don't quite understand. I'm going to pull a clarifier on it. Why are the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Cups pulling the other way on this read, please? Oh, well, that would be rapid movement. That would be rapid. Okay, so that would be, oh my gosh, look at that. Double Ace of Wands. It's possible travel. So when I get the double on a clarity, it's like really just go with the real simple meaning of that card, which is rapid movement, rapid acceleration to a place, to a very, harmonic situation. And then if I pull the Justice on that, that means this is going to be doing this is going to be emotionally fulfilling, and end the fears that turn you away from emotionally fulfilling ventures, because mostly that would be because you perhaps don't feel like it can happen, or you don't have the money, so, or there's a financial barrier. So you're supposed to quit the idea that there's a financial barrier. But it is an alignment to possibly quit another situation, by the way, in order to but don't worry, this will happen. This contract or financial thing will happen that will enable you to quit having to save your money and turning away from this as well. There's going to be universal financial support around this, involving travel, but also rapid progress. Moon card. Moon card. What does the Moon card want to say about all of this? Please tell us, Spirit. Don't let your past hold you back. Okay. So what would that be? So somehow the fears of disappointing from who you've been in the past, or from failings, or something you're trapped in that you need to quit, that you're stuck in from the past, but somehow you want to release past stories around this, and let the imperfections of it all, or the failings of it from having been not having succeeded in the past, or having you not wanted to go forward because you anticipated it not working. So you want to let that go. Emotions are running high, super moon. Okay, so I don't know what that means. I mean, I'm trying to think about that. Emotions are running high. Well, I would say that the in this read, I would say don't hold back from this, and maybe emotions running high might be this might feel very, very risky for you, and it might be kind of scary. So So see where this applies for you, Leo, in your life and how this matches for you. And happy January 29th and happy February. Thank you for watching. Namaste.